Richard Gere isn't just a Hollywood heartthrob, he's one of the most mysterious and fascinating stars in the industry. His career skyrocketed with films like Pretty Woman and Chicago, but his life off-screen is even more incredible, from unexpected acts of generosity to a rumored romance with Princess Diana that nearly caused a fight in Hollywood. He was blacklisted for standing up for his beliefs and is also at the center of one of the strangest and most absurd rumors in movie history. Stay until the end to find out what it is. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss more amazing stories from the world of cinema. Now, let's get into the first story. In 2014, Richard Gere did something completely unexpected. He disguised himself as a homeless man and walked the streets of New York. For hours, people ignored him, some even looked at him with disgust. Only one woman stopped to give him food. Days later, Gere revealed the truth and personally thanked her. This wasn't just for a movie, it was his way of understanding the struggles of the less fortunate. A touching moment that proved his deep empathy and commitment to social causes. In the early 90s, Richard Gere was at the top of Hollywood, Pretty Woman, An Officer and a Gentleman, Primal Fear. But everything changed in 1993 at the Academy Awards. Instead of reading from the teleprompter, Gere used his time on stage to condemn China's treatment of Tibet. His speech made headlines, but it also made him a target. Hollywood, eager to protect its business ties with China, started to distance itself from him. Big budget roles disappeared, and Gere found himself unofficially blacklisted. But he didn't back down. Instead, he embraced activism, working closely with the Dalai Lama and funding human rights causes. He turned to independent films, prioritizing passion over profit. Even decades later, major studios avoid casting him. But for Gere, the message has always been clear: some things matter more than fame. Every celebrity faces wild rumors, but Richard Gere became the subject of one of Hollywood's strangest urban legends. In the late 80s and early 90s, a bizarre story spread, claiming Gere had been hospitalized due to a gerbil incident. There was never any proof, but the rumor took on a life of its own, fueled by tabloids, late-night jokes, and word-of-mouth gossip. Some say it started as a prank, others believe it was a deliberate smear campaign. Either way, it became one of the most infamous Hollywood myths. Gere. He's never acknowledged it. And maybe that's why, decades later, the rumor still won't go away. And now, the story you've been waiting for, the royal romance that nearly turned into a Hollywood showdown. In the 1990s, Elton John threw one of his legendary parties, packed with A-list celebrities. Among the guests, Richard Gere and Princess Diana. According to Elton, the moment they met, something magical happened. Diana, recently separated from Prince Charles, was drawn to Gere's charm and quiet confidence. The two talked for hours, completely engrossed in each other, as if no one else was in the room. But not everyone was happy about this budding connection. Enter Sylvester Stallone. He was also at the party, and rumor has it, he had his own interest in Diana. Seeing her and Gere getting close, Stallone wasn't amused. Tension built throughout the evening, and at one point, it nearly escalated into a fight between the two actors. Elton John later wrote in his autobiography that Stallone was so frustrated, he was ready to take Gere outside to settle things. But Diana, ever the picture of grace, defused the situation. In the end, Stallone reportedly stormed off, leaving Gere and Diana to enjoy the rest of the night together. Though nothing official ever came from their connection, the story remains one of Hollywood's greatest what-ifs. A romance between a movie star and a princess? It sounds like a fairy tale, but for one night, it was almost reality. Though nothing official ever came from their connection, it's one of those Hollywood meets royalty stories that still fascinates people today. Richard Gere's life has been anything but ordinary. From his rise to Hollywood stardom to his fearless activism, and even the strange rumors that just won't go away, his journey is filled with moments that are inspiring, controversial, and downright unbelievable. Love him or not, there's no denying that he's one of the most fascinating figures in the industry. But now, we want to hear from you. Which of these stories surprised you the most? Do you have a favorite Richard Gere moment? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more incredible stories coming your way, ones you won't want to miss.